What's up, YouTube? I am Z-Town Train, and this is just a basic dude vlog. And this is going to surprise everybody. It's going to be such a huge surprise. This video is going to be so surprising. And the surprise is that I'm doing another knife review. This is not a knife review channel. That's not all that we do. But I found some really cool ones lately that I liked, and just wanted to review them. You know, so I thought that we would do that, and I hope that the knife reviews are useful to people, and that if you only have, you know, one knife that you want to get, you don't want to go and spend a bunch of money, that you can look over a few of these reviews and find the one that you want. I think they're all pretty good. Everything lately has been pretty good. They're not junk. Even the lowest price point stuff, the $6 stuff, is useful stuff that we've been reviewing lately. Are they all perfect? No, they're not all perfect knives, but they're pretty good. And pretty good sometimes is more than enough. Most of the knives that I've carried in my pocket my whole life were pretty good. I don't carry hundreds of dollars worth of cutlery on me. Anyway, so the thing that we are reviewing today is the Doyle Hawkbill flip knife. Now, I know what these are used for. I know that they're electricians' knives. I know that they're carpetiers or carpet installers' knives. But I think that the coolest thing I would use this for would be installing linoleum. There's something that hasn't made a comeback from the 80s yet. You remember linoleum? Man, I've been thinking about that. What was better for Hot Wheels cars than linoleum? And you just don't see it anymore, man. These kids are deprived of the best Hot Wheels racetrack possible, because we're using tile and hardwood and carpet, and you just don't see linoleum anymore, you know? Anyway, the Hawkbill flip knife. This is a tough, brutally built looking knife. This is like, I'm pretty sure it's steel. It might be aluminum. We're going to read. Hawkbill flip knife. Secure push button allows for single hand opening and closing. Finger grip to allow maximal pull pressure. That's so you can put your finger right here in this notch, hook into something and pull it toward you to cut it, like your carpet, like your linoleum. Stainless steel curved blade, allows for easy pull cuts. Piercing tip, again for the pull cut that you're doing with the knife. Liner lock, secures blade in place. Durable aluminum alloy handle construction. Lanyard hole for tethering, I like that. Built-in belt clip for easy mobility and versatility. Now, I've already kind of looked this thing over a little bit. And this, once we get it out, I'm going to take a look, but this worries me, because the bolt that is the main bolt for your blade goes over the belt clip. Does the belt clip have to be there for that to be tight? Is that part of the construction? We're going to look. So, curved blade is allowed for a deal. Lifetime guarantee from Doyle. This looks a whole lot like a Milwaukee Fastback. I mean, it is real close. The blade's a little bigger, in my opinion, I think. From looking at it, the blade's a little bigger, and there's no black over the red. But it looks a whole lot like a Milwaukee Fastback. I'm pretty sure it was called the Fastback. But that's their Hawkbill knife. And these things are really kind of getting to be what we call here trendy. Like our sling pack and multiple other items that are just very trendy items in the knife and outdoor world. Now, as I'm trying to get through using a bunch of knives for their use reviews, here's our Gordon knife instead of the Super Duper Buck 736. This will make an appearance in this video. And what I'm trying to do is actually use some of this stuff that I bought so we could do use reviews. And that's important to me to do. We used to do a lot of videos about how something was when you used it. And I'm just cutting through this blister pack here. That's the way these things come in. Let's make sure that we cut enough to get it out. I think we did. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to set our packaging here aside. And we are going to close. Let's see. Still rock solid. We're going to close our Gordon knife. Can't wait to do a use review on that one. The stainless steel is pretty slick. It looks pretty nice. It says DK24 on it. I do not know if DK24 is a type of steel because I don't know that kind of stuff. But eventually I will learn. Now again, with this space, I'm so curious about whether or not this actually makes a difference. Maybe it's something on the background here. Now, there is some space between this, but not nearly as much as there was in our Gordon knife. As you can see right there, there is space between the blade and the handle. And I honestly don't know if that is going to make a difference or not. Now let's try the action. So I should be able to push this button and flick him in and out. Nope, you have to unlock it. Unlock it. Okay. So you have to unlock it. Then if you don't push the button, it doesn't come out. Okay. Yeah. That is pretty smooth. It is not spring assisted. Push the lock down and shut it, but it doesn't want to come out and flick unless you press the button and flick it. Let's see if we can't get that on camera. So here's our button. Flick for a deployment. Okay. So it's safe when it's in your pocket. It's not going to come open on you when it's in your pocket because it doesn't only have the liner lock for the blade lock when it's open. It's also got this button lock because if you don't push that button, he doesn't want to come out of there. So it's got this button lock. It must keep some kind of tension on it. I bet that could eventually wear out a little bit, but for now we're not going to complain too much because we just got it. I'm thinking that maybe eventually you might be able to, because if I hit it hard, it'll come out a little bit, right? But I have to push the button to get it to really come out. The shape of this Hawkbill, it's pretty big. The shape of it reminds me of a movie scene. The movie scene where Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park 1 is talking to the little kid about the Velociraptor claw. That is what the shape of the Hawkbill knife looks like to me, and that is a super millennial core memory right there. But it looks like the shape of that Velociraptor claw is going to cut you here or here. Yeah, Jurassic Park 1, the very first Jurassic Park movie, it reminds me the shape is a lot like Alan Grant's. And I suppose, if you really think about it, the shape of the Hawkbill knife is used in the same way that the Velociraptor claw in that movie is explained. It grabs something and pulls it into this curve and cuts it. So let's see how that works out. So we're going to pierce. This might be a little bit too tough of stuff for it, but we're going to find out. I just don't have enough material on that, I don't think. Let's see if we can cut it. Because this is the packaging, man. The packaging from Harbor Freight lately, dude. Stuff has been tough. Now, as opposed to the last knife we did, this actually made a cut in the packaging. I watched that last video back, and I was thinking, man, that wasn't exactly a cut. That was more of me ripping at it. It's sharp. The other knife is sharp. And this is also sharp. Let's look. It's ground both sides. DK24. I really do bet that's the stainless steel that it's made out of. This thing has a little. You can't see it. You can just barely feel it, and it might just be some spring to that. Pushing the other way, you can't feel it at all. This is more of a utility knife than some kind of tactical folder, but it is brutally made. Like, this is a tool. I mean, they do have the lifetime guarantee, so they are assuming, because they don't want to give you another knife, right? That's not what they want, but they're assuming that this is going to last through you at least. And the aluminum handle kind of has a certain amount of texture to it, but it is that type of texture that I'm not sure that I would want to work with wet. Some of them do. Some of the buck anodized aluminum has a certain amount of texture to it that would work wet, that would feel good wet. This, I don't know if I would do that with this one, but it does have a texture to the handle. It is surprisingly light for the way that it's built. If you look at the back, this back is solid. All of this handle is really put together pretty tough and hardcore. I kind of want to cut something. Let's take a look and see what we got. Okay. So, we have a box, right? And it just decimates it. That is triple tough. It feels, once you get that thing in your hand like this, you kind of have your finger into that groove. To be honest, this utility knife right here, electrician's knife, carpenter's knife, Z-Town Train's new linoleum knife, it just shreds. It gets after it. I mean, this is just a U-Haul box, but look at that. It goes. That really cuts. And I think it's got something to do with that pulling the material toward the curve, toward the sharp curve of that blade. I think that there is a certain thing to the shape of that Hawkbill where it pulls that material in and just gets after it. I'm pretty impressed. Now this was a little bit more expensive than our last knife. This was $14. But if you take a real serious look, for $14 with the Doyle Hawkbill, you are getting a ton of knife. I am real impressed with this right now. The way that it feels. Maybe not, it's not super quick deploy. Maybe I'm not fast enough to deploy it fast. I don't know. But, and you know what? I kind of thought that the button was going to close it too, and it doesn't. So it's not really a fidgety knife. The way that, like a Benchmade Axis lock is a fidgety knife. You can sit and play with it. This doesn't really feel that way. You can open it, but you have to close it like a regular liner lock, because that's what it is, right? But in your hand, when you're cutting, this thing, it feels like a tool. Now, I will admit that this is immediately loose. So, and when I was cutting and had a real serious grip on it, I moved that over into that little divot right there just immediately. So maybe the wire belt clip isn't perfect, or pocket clip, or whatever you want to say. That might not be ideal. If you look at a Milwaukee Fastback, this is not integrated under the main bolt. This is completely off to the side in a completely different area of the back of the knife, and I'm calling it the back because that's where the clip is. This is integrated into a completely different area of the back of the knife on a Milwaukee Fastback. It's completely different. There's no clip under the main bolt. And I'm not worried about it. This thing, highly recommend for $14. It's a surprising amount of knife. Now, it is heavier than what I like, but it isn't, it's thick. It's thick, but that feels right for the kind of work you're going to do with this thing. It is a utility knife made to do work, made to cut a carpet, made to cut linoleum, made to do electrician's work where you take the jacket off of cables. It's a knife made to do work. Don't use it on live wire, because that's aluminum and that's steel, and both of those conduct electricity. So don't use it on live wire. That's important. The packaging comes with that's my wife. The packaging comes with safety goggle information on it and stuff like that. Anyway, so it's really tough. It's a great cutter. Feels good in your hand. Comes very sharp. Made of good steel. A little bit heavy. I'm going to go, this is going to sound nuts, but I'm going to go 4 out of 5 on this one too, for completely different reasons than I went 4 out of 5 on the Gordon knife. The Gordon pocket knife, the 2.9 inch that we just did. This is a brutally made knife to do work with. That is what it is. It is a rock solid chunk of metal in your hand, made to cut linoleum or carpet or electric jacket. And for a guy that works outside with his hands, highly recommend this knife. And with the lifetime guarantee on it, you can't beat it. Plus, it's from Harbor Freight. Break it and turn it in, get another one. You gotta love those guys. Their return policy's killer, and the company stands behind this knife. So, the Doyle Hawkbill flip knife. Let's take a look real quick. How long is that blade? Does it even tell us? Not remotely. That's hilarious. So I have no idea how long this is. It looks like probably like 2.7. I'm gonna say 2. Let's see. We know that our Gordon is at 2.9. I think I'm right. I'm gonna say it's 2.7 inches. That's what I think. It's just a little shorter than the Gordon, but thick steel, rock solid, hardcore cutter. Pulls that material into the curve the way it's supposed to. Would probably absolutely wreck cable jacket. We are calling this a 4 for completely different reasons than our last knife. There isn't a lot of finesse to this, but I like it. Alright guys, so the Doyle Hawkbill flip knife. I enjoyed making this video for you guys. I love making every one of these videos, and I hope that everyone likes to watch them. I have fun with it. I like looking at new toys. I think it's fun and cool. Also, though, I'm not going to be doing just reviews. We're moving into a series of reviews about one item that's going to be special. And it's an item that is the sum of its parts, and it's going to be a special review. But that's going to be a series that we do over a course of time, like we were going to do the bag of tricks. But interspersed with that, we are doing uses and reviews and other videos. And I went and got my fishing license back. And so we're going to do some fishing videos too, fishing tackle videos. We're really going to look at a lot of stuff. And we still have to talk about my Ford Escape. It counts. It's cheap gear, buddy. Cost me $3K, runs like a champ. All right. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope that you enjoyed my video. I am Z-Town Train. This is just a basic dude vlog. And I'm out of here. You guys have an awesome day. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.